So this is where we should go. I'd like us to not be talking about issues that are happening that are just symptoms. Let's look at the roots, because when we understand where the problem is coming from, next time we're going to plant, if people are going to plant who haven't planted before, then we can tell them the kind of soil that they should be planting and the kinds of seeds they should be planting in that type of soil. That is how we bring change. That's the change that we really want, instead of perpetuating these stories. Because what we're doing when we perpetuate these stories is making people believe that no matter what happens, that they don't even have any control over it, that things are just going to play out this way because it's the natural cause. It's not necessarily the natural cause, unless you're saying that the natural cause is foolishness. Natural cause of life is foolishness. When we recognize what we're doing that is creating those issues, we should begin to create changes about what we're doing. When people say something often enough, it begins to be taken as the truth. It's not necessarily the truth, just because you've heard it said over and over. People everywhere will just say what they've heard often enough or what they believe is true because they're born into that belief. If you keep hearing that in the beginning of a marriage, the relationship is nice and then later it becomes crazy or people begin to disrespect themselves, when you've already heard that, why wouldn't you become lax and become accepting of certain behaviors, because you already believe that this is what life is? And because many people believe it, many people live it and begin to take it as the truth. It's not necessarily the truth. To even start with, when people are creating these marriages, they are not creating these marriages on the proper foundation, on the right knowledge. There are so many things that you go to find out. Oh, had I known this, I would have done differently. I would have chosen differently. I didn't understand that this was the meaning of that. I'd like us to always reflect and go back and understand why this is happening. It's not because people begin to take each other for granted and then they relax. It is really because of creating the relationships, the kind of mind and attitude with which they created the relationships. How we know when something that we believe makes sense and when it doesn't make sense, especially if you have been having issues with relationships, especially if you have been wondering, once you think I do everything right, I am very considerate, I am very loving, and still you find that you're consistently being betrayed or disappointed by people. Once you have that thought, then there is a blind spot. So when someone tells you there is something that you don't know, if they don't have a better solution, then they don't know what they're saying. If they have a better solution, then I do it, I get this thing that you want. When Nancy does it, she gets the thing that you want. When Susan does it, she gets the thing that you want. Listen to them.